You know, the birth rate decline's a real problem. It is, genuinely. Our birth rates are eventually going to stabilize out at a like lower point, and it's going to cause serious economic problems. I feel like the thing that people don't want to talk about, and a lot of lefties don't want to talk about this either, is that like the main reason people don't want to have kids is because having kids sucks. Like you have all of your passions and interests, and then you put it on hold basically indefinitely for like a significant portion of your life. Like there's a lot of benefits to having a kid, but remember, in order to hit replacement rates, assuming everyone pairs off as a couple, you need like 2.1 kids. Like you need two, some people need three. It's so expensive, it takes so much time and effort, there's so much stress and anxiety. You both of you need to be totally on it. You need a stable household and relationship, right? So much of the like environment in which we raised kids in the past was kind of like based on the assumption of female subservience, where they would dedicate their lives to child rearing and they couldn't leave. So no matter how bad the relationship got, the guy would just like cheat or whatever, or maybe the woman would. Usually the guy, by the way, like historically. And the kids would just get raised in a loveless household, and that's how it was like forever. And only reason, so basically what I'm saying is that right-leaning people are correct when they say that feminism destroyed birth rates. That's actually true, in the sense that like treating women like people removed their viability as like a domestic slave that can like shore up the fact that people don't actually like raising kids that much. There just used to be more of a benefit to raising kids. Raising kids used to mean you have money, right? Because they would like work on your farm or something. Now that's not really a thing. Not in most cases. Certainly not in developed countries. It also used to not be that expensive, right? You raise kids, but like, how difficult was it to raise a kid back in 1850? Not compared to today. Like nowadays, it's just constant supervision, and you're worried about like, does this affect them that way? Does that affect them this way? Education, this, that, the other, diversity of food, make sure they did it. Whereas like it used to be, yeah, here's like rabbit stew for the household. I guess we've got another hungry mouth to feed for a while, which sucks. And you have to like breastfeed them or something. But like for the most part, they just kind of sit around. The kids, you've got enough kids, they kind of play with each other, you know? Yeah, to me, the solution to this, if you want a steady birth rate, is you need a communal child rearing. Like you need to bring back the village, because in a world where people, like adults, have free choice in their own life going on, people just aren't going to choose kids, at least not enough, you know? You need, like, if you have kids, they need to be able to run around outside with like 10 other families of kids and hit each other with rocks or whatever the fuck kids like doing, you know? How would that work? I can't even imagine it. It was like that for all of human history up until about 70 or 80 years ago. It's still like that in a lot of the world. Like you can find areas of America where it's still like that. It's just not as common because those areas tend to be like older developments or more walkable or largely like immigrant neighborhoods. But yeah, if you go to like I saw it in Brooklyn. When I went to Brooklyn in New York City, there was a very immigrant-heavy neighborhood that I went to, lots of fruit stands and the like, and there were bunches of kids playing around in an area of the like a pedestrianized street, and like there were no cars there, and the kids were just fucking around, I don't know, doing kid stuff or whatever. But they were definitely for multiple families. Too many of them, different skin tones, whatever. There were multiple parents looking. It wasn't even a park. Like nowadays, when stuff like that happens, people think of going to a park, but like it has to be more than a park. It can't just be like a little like grass enclave surrounded by high-speed traffic where you bring your children for 1 hour of mandated outside time. It has to be like a genuinely integrated environment. Like your kid, Vaush, you surprise kids play outside. I don't get it. Are you listening to the stream on mute and trying to read my lips so you're only getting like half the sentiment? What are you talking about? You need to be able to like let your kid go outside and like on their own and like do stuff and then come back inside. Like that's we all did that up until like the 1990s. That was common even in suburban neighborhoods. Like even in suburbia that was more common, you know? Nowadays CPS will arrest you if you leave your kids alone at home for an hour, even if the oldest one's like 12. Yeah, we need to make society like Ed, Ed and Eddie. Exactly. That's how I grew up. It was common in England in the 80s. Yeah, but like it's just not today. we live in a very low trust society. Like nowadays, people are petrified of crime. People are petrified of their kids getting abducted. And don't get me wrong, like obviously that's something to be concerned about. And I think that you should be like cautious as a parent. I'm not gonna lie, man. Like I would be I could imagine myself as a dad. I'd be like terrified sometimes. Like you yell outside, hey, come back inside, and I don't see my kid. You run outside with like a gun or whatever, ready for the day. And it's like I understand there's a lot of paranoia because children are fragile and very stupid. But like at the same time, that's just life.